Hello everyone, welcome to Flower Aura by Natasha, and today we are going to talk about what to do when you receive a nice bouquet like this. So if somebody send you a bouquet like this, and hopefully it's from us, you will see that this bouquet is packaged in the water, and sometimes we send it like this, and sometimes we have it in with the wet cloth attached to it. It usually depends on how far the flowers should go. So this bouquet obviously was traveling for quite a distance, so it is packaged in the water to arrive safely at your house, and all the flowers are properly hydrated and safe. So the first things first, you need to make sure that you have an appropriate vase to put this bouquet in. Obviously, this guy would be probably too big, and this guy would be too small for this arrangement. The easiest way to do it is to have, for this particular arrangement, to have a middle-sized vase, just like that. Notice that I already have water in that vase, and it is more like 2/3 of the vase is filled with the water, and that water is nice and warm temperature. So when you put your fingers in it, it should feel slightly warmer or the same temperature as your hand. It's the best temperature for the flowers because this way there's less air bubbles formed in the stems, and the flowers start drinking right away, and then they last longer. Super cold water may affect the stems in such a way that they contract, and the air bubble will form in the stem and will prevent the flower from drinking. So this water is just fresh out of the tap. We did not put any flower food in it because, as per my professional opinion and observation, the best chemical for the flowers is just nice clean water and a nice clean vase. So now, and you have this bouquet, and you take out the packaging. I'm gonna put this for now here. So this is the packaging we have. So it's easy to remove the flowers from this package. And we have this tie that also is quite easy to remove. It's supposed to be easy. So there you go, there's your flowers. So we try to arrange the flowers in such a way that it's so easy for you to put them into the vase without any arranging. But if you want to arrange them, of course, you're welcome to do that. Or you can just try to put the flowers in the vase just like that. So if you have the garden shears, or maybe you have the knife like that at home, we would recommend that you give them a fresh cut. Not only to trim the possible stems that having the air bubbles in it, but also to feed it appropriately in your vase for the height. And then you just put them in the water right away. So there you go. There's your arrangement ready to be displayed. The thing to remember about displaying the flowers is that we want them away from the sources of heat. So we don't want to put them next to the fireplace or just above the or underneath the heat duct. So the flowers are not being dried out prematurely. We also don't want to display them right on the direct sun. So we want the flowers in the well-lit space, in the cooler environment if possible, and of course away from electronic devices. So that will prolong your flower's life. The other thing to watch out is for the levels of the water in your vases. So if your vase is clear, then it's perfect, and you can see if the flowers start drinking, then you always need to top up the water, fresh water. Or if the water gets murky, then you want to take out the flowers, wash the vase, put the fresh water in there, give them a fresh cut, and put them back in the vase. So that those little tips will help your flowers thrive and bring joy to your house for a longer period of time. So in the second part of our video, we're going to talk about how to take care of the arrangements that come to your house already in the vase or a container. For example, arrangement like that is already in a vase, it's arranged there for you. Or there is an arrangement like this that might arrive and it is in a container. So the principle is different for those two. Is this flowers are arranged in the water, these flowers are arranged in the foam. How do you decide? Of course, this is obvious. You can see the water through the glass. Here you can't. How do you know? You just take your finger and you put it right into the middle of the arrangement, and you can feel the foam there, and it has to be wet. That means that the flowers are in the foam that is fresh and supplying enough water for your flowers. Usually we send it with a little note like this where it says, please water me daily. That means that the flowers will be drinking water out of the container, and if the weather or environment in your house is pretty warm, then the foam will dry out as well pretty fast. So what you need to do is just take a container with the water and just pour a little bit right there in the middle. The other way to do it, if you just take the arrangement and put it under the running water in the sink, and then you just dump the excess of water and place the arrangement back where it should be. Make sure that the bottom of the arrangement is dry so it does not water damage your furniture. Um, with this guy here, which is a little bit more straightforward, when you can see that the water levels are going down, then you top it up with your watering can, or again, you can take it right to the sink and pour the water in there. You need to check the water levels as soon as the flowers arrive. Sometimes we put less water in the container for the safe transportation. So you need to make sure that there is at least 2/3 of the container filled with water. And the flowers do drink. And if the environment in your house is hot, then they will drink more. So you need to take care of the water level, because without water, flowers will die. And you also need to change that water frequently, preferably every other day. And as we showed in the first part, you just take the flowers out of the container, dump the water, wash the vase, and pour the fresh water in and put the flowers in. This vase is a little bit more complicated because it has a narrowing part at the bottom. So you will need to work it through a little bit to put the flowers back, but it does hold them very nicely in place. So I personally really like that vase. It's really good for floral arrangement, and it does keep the flowers in place. So the other quick note here, I wanted to show you that this is usually the card pick that we send with the flowers. It will have the message, and it will have our card, which is the magnetic card for the fridge that you can just put on your fridge and always find us by following that QR code and order flowers from us or get in touch with us if you have any questions or concerns. So, and that's how you take care of your flowers when they arrive in the container or in the vase. Again, the same rules apply. Keep it away from the electronic devices, direct heat, direct sunlight, draft, and clean water, enough water, and the flowers will stay fresh longer, and they will bring you joy and happiness. Thank you so much for watching, and please follow us for more tips on the flower arranging.